and then go live. There we go. On the Facebook. Sherry, I have that error again. Let's try that again. It is so funny. Sometimes it lets me go live. Sometimes it doesn't let me go live. One more time. Nope. Sherry, if I make you the host, can you record it? No, you can't. You have to sign into my.
I have to sign into yours, I think, because it.
Hold on, let me just do this. Sorry, guys. Thanks for your patience. Just trying to go live on Facebook, and it's there we go.
Yeah.
Not on my timeline.
Persistence pays.
Amen. Amen. And we're live. Hey, everyone. Welcome. I'm looking. Am I live? Yes, I am. Welcome to our Tuesday night team call. So excited to have everyone with us. Oh, I should have made you a co-host. I'm just going to do that. I'll make you and Carrie co-hosts because, yeah, I'm apparently can't do three things at once. Yeah, welcome to our Tuesday night team call. First Tuesday night team call for the month of September. Alternately not February. Did anybody catch that in my live from the other day? Nobody did? Nobody caught the whoops? And I didn't even get called out on it. I couldn't believe it. Like, y'all are just so nice to me. Like, I was like, February, where was my brain going with that? Because, okay, Jimmy heard it. Okay, yeah, but I fixed it right away. Like, the next time I said it was not February. It was the current month. All right, we're so excited to be here in September, but it also means that we are halfway through our business reset. And I'm just going to say this right now. There are going to be people who are rocking this business reset. There are going to be people who are so proud of their consistency and their work, and they're starting to see the fruits of their labor, and it's beautiful. And then there are going to be people that are doing like 50% more work than they have done, and they're finding where they should be in their business and all of those things, and they're happy. And I love you people that are happy and you're cheering yourself on, but then we're going to have the other people that are doing 50% more, and they are like pooping on themselves because they're like, but I'm not doing enough. And I haven't done it exactly the right way. And then there are people who are like, I wanted to start. I really did. And now it's September and I'm halfway in and I surely can't start now. You are wrong. I'm so sorry to tell you this. No, I'm sorry that I'm not sorry to tell you this. How's that? I'm not sorry to tell you that you, my friend, are wrong. You are wrong because you can start anytime, because guess who's your boss? It's you. It's you. And you're the greatest boss ever. Isn't that the best news? You are the greatest boss ever because you get to forgive your employee who has been slacking and give them a gigantic hug and a new pair of shoes and say, go do the things and wear the cute shoes because it's okay. And you'll feel better doing it, right? Because nobody has fun feeling crummy about themselves, and nobody ever in the history of ever has ever produced amazing life-changing content feeling like they are, sitting underneath an elephant's caboose. Just gonna say, there has been no content ever created in that space. I promise you, no content worth reading. Okay, so to show up for the future version of yourself, the leader that you are becoming, the leader you want to be, you are going to get out from underneath the elephant's caboose and you are going to say, I am so proud of myself for choosing to start again. I'm so proud of myself for doing more than I did yesterday. I'm so proud of myself for holding myself accountable and wanting to be consistent. I am so proud of myself for coming to the meeting tonight and just getting ready to be jazzed up for the rest of this business reset. Okay. Sherry is going to talk more about what I just started talking about because she just spent, okay, if you guys don't know this, Sherry is just like a gift from God above. You knew that part. I know y'all knew that. But she also, besides all of that, she also is a John Maxwell certified coach, trainer, speaker, probably like 6 other things that I don't ever remember. But she does all of the things. And then she also gets like special access to John Maxwell information and training things and whatever. And she had an amazing weekend last weekend. And I was just sitting here going, I can't wait to hear what happens when she just like cracks open her brain and tells us all the things. So she is going to light you on fire and she's going to tell you a whole bunch of things about what she learned that she's applying to us and our businesses and reset. So Sherry, you're welcome.
Wow, that was quite the intro. I'm not sure about all those expectations and where they are, but maybe we're just going to bring them down to reality here.
Actually, I think it would do us well if we saw ourselves the way that other people see us. So that's where I was just trying to put you. There you go. You're welcome.
Okay, well, I am really excited to share because this whole business reset piece really does have me on fire in terms of what we're doing, what we've started doing, where we're going, and how we're growing. And John Maxwell, when he was talking on the weekend, was talking about awareness. We've all heard him say this. If you want to change and grow, you must know yourself and accept who you are before you begin building. That's exactly what Janelle has just said to us. Where you are is exactly where you're meant to be. Who you are today is who you've grown to become. And it's the person that's the right person to gift value to the people you're connecting with. So to know, to grow, we need to know where we are. If we take a look at these awesome winning day sheets that we've been busy filling out, I want you to really think about what awarenesses you've come to as you've done that. Have you noticed that there's some place that's really good, like you're feeling really good about it? Maybe you're going to take a look at that first section, that getting started section, and you're going to say, you know, I've done really well there. Every day, I've done my posting. Every day, I've connected. Every day, I've done something in my stories. I feel really good about what I'm doing there. Now, remember, Carrie told us a few weeks ago when we were talking, if you do everything on the sheet, your business will progress. Well, I don't know about everyone else on the screen, but I have a few gaps. Maybe I've done some of those places, but they're places that I could do better. And for me, messaging is one of those places. I am really good at messaging connection messages. I am really good at follow-up and retention messages. Interestingly enough, I'm not good at sending invitations. Now, that seems to me in the front of my brain very strange. I like to be invited to things, whether I choose to go or not. So why don't I invite people? These are some of the things that I'd like each of you to think about in terms of how you've been doing on your daily IPA. In this business reset, we've kind of started this first half with collecting the data. We started out with that decision to participate, then the intentionality to follow through and take ownership of our business. So now we're kind of at that review place. John Maxwell talks about plan, do, review. Then learn and adjust your plan and do it again. Plan, do, review. So we planned, we started, we were doing, and it's time to review and find out if we've got some gaps. So thinking about what you do well. Some of you that first section. Some of you, maybe it's the second section that you do really well. Maybe you're really good at inviting people. offering them the opportunity to feel better, to have more dollars in their bank account, to gift more. Maybe you're really good at personal development, both the learning and the putting in action. And you can probably all guess the piece I love, personal development. That's my jam. That's what I love to do. However, spending all day personally developing without giving it is like water running into a pool and never running out. It's like stagnant water. You need living water. We want the water to come in and the water to go out. We want it to keep moving. So we want what we're learning to keep being put into action. So thinking about those areas, and I'm going to ask you questions, so be prepared. I'm going to ask you for which area you feel like you're doing well in, which area you feel is a good area for you. And when you think about that, I also want you to think about how much time you invest in each area. Is it lopsided? Are you investing time in the preparation, in the getting started? Are you investing time in the personal development? But maybe that income generation side isn't as effective, or maybe it's not getting the attention, or maybe that's where all your attention is going. Maybe everything is going there, and the other parts of it are not getting as much attention as is needed. So I want you to think about that. And remember, we're here to provide you with the tools, with the resources that you need to move forward. So I'm also going to ask about what you need from your leaders, from your guides, from those of us that are here to support you on this journey. So first question, where do you feel good about it, what you're doing? I see Chelsea in the notes has said, I've been getting more consistent, would like to brush up on strategy. Weakness is sharing the business opportunity. Great awareness, great awareness. Amy, feeling good on personal development. Excellent, because if you're not developing, you're not finding new things to offer. Really good. Who else? If you want to just put your hand up or unmute and share, that's wonderful.
I feel like one area that I've been doing pretty good at in comparison to all the other things is I love showing up on social media. I love serving people online, and I love connecting with them in their stories and in their comments and being involved in their life. I really love that, and I'm really good at that.
Excellent. So if any of you are feeling like you'd like to know a little more in that area, there's your guru, Chelsea. Janelle, getting more confident in sharing the products. Oh, and have an event on Friday. Awesome, Janelle. Well done. Excellent.
So if there's anyone who's in Regina, Saskatchewan, and wants to come join us. It'll be the Janelle show. It'll be great.
Or that has a guest in Regina that
Yes.
might like to learn a little more.
Please send.
Yes. Janelle squared. Love it. Okay. Anyone else with sort of an area that you're feeling good about in? Yes, Carrie.
So before September started, I'm going to toot my own horn.
Good job.
I was struggling with a variety of content for social media. And while Reset has been amazing and a fun thing to share for us that's new, I got a little off balance. Still number one in the company for reset sales. But I don't like that if I'm not balanced. Like, it doesn't feel good if I'm not balanced. I love helping people, and that's great. But I think the important thing is that we're balanced. So what I did is I just printed this up off the internet. It's a September calendar, and I wrote out for the month. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 categories I like to speak to throughout the month. So business, personal, product, podcast, inspiration, something valuable, and then a testimony. So I gave myself a plan, and I wrote out what that would be for the month. And what's crazy is, because I actually made a plan, my brain is now working to make my thoughts about this plan true. And so it opened up, I'm not a creative person. I'm a sciencey kind of nerdy type person. And so it opened up that creative space, because subconsciously I am now thinking about the content that I told my brain I wanted to be thinking of. And so I encourage you all to have something, like, even if you don't stick to it. And I'm going to be very honest with you, I have not completely stuck to it. Every day, I've not done exactly what's on my calendar every day, but I am doing something, and I am in the direction of progress. So I'm already moving that needle progressively. So obviously not everybody has a podcast, and that's okay. You can have your other niche in there, right? For whatever that, whatever resonates with you. Maybe it's gardening. Maybe it's farming, right? What about that that you love and could add value to people's lives about that? So that is my win.
I love that. I just need to take a pause for just a second. Can we just take a minute? Okay, number one, we're celebrating you so much with the recognition for being the top reset sales. So now, did anybody have a moment when she said that, when she was like, oh yeah, I'm the top selling reset in the company, but and this is what makes a phenomenal leader. And I want you guys to understand Carrie's mindset, because for her, that wasn't the total goal. Like, I know she had a big goal set for doing that, but she's saying, Kate, this isn't everything. This isn't everything. I have not arrived just because A, B, and C. I can see other places for development. And this is like a whole, like, holistic leader here that we're talking, right? She's like, I realize that I am not serving my whole community the best I can. So how else can I do this better? Yes, I've got this going on and woohoo, but how else can I serve people? She didn't just be like, hey, woohoo, I'm going to keep riding this train, and then I'm going to go to Hawaii. So we'll see all you later. And I'll just keep being awesome. No, she's like, I'm going to keep being awesome, and I'm going to go to Hawaii, but I'm also going to fill in all of these other spaces so that everything is balanced and I'm in alignment, right? So thank you for being vulnerable with us and sharing those pieces. It's so, so valuable. And especially for all of us to be like, we could all just sit here and just be in awe of Carrie and be like, man, I really wish, wow, that's really cool. That's really amazing, right? I love that we all have stuff to work on regardless of where we're starting at. So thank you. I love it.
Fantastic. And it's so true. Where your attention and your energy goes is where your results show up. And that whole, you're right, the reset bandwagon's been really, really good. But we are holistic, and we are looking at all the places. And that means that even when we're really proud and really happy of something, we do see gaps. There's always gaps. And we're here to help you fill gaps. Carrie's just given us an incredible resource, tool, idea for one of the gaps that you may or may not have. So 2 questions, and I know that I've got the answering people on screen, so I don't feel any compulsion to do the answering. The 2 questions are, A, what gap do you have? Which section would you like to grow in? And how do you like to learn best? What's your preferred way to learn? How would you like to be supported to fill that gap? I'm going to give you some time to think about it. Carrie gave us one resource to fill a gap that was perhaps about posting in a more holistic way. And the idea of a calendar so that we can intentionally get balanced in the posting.
I have a gap with expanding my network. And so, like a lot of people, started off with a fairly small network and have been slowly building it. But I think my next step is I need to really focus on joining groups and hashtags and that sort of thing, and then building relationships in those areas. So it's more of people that I don't know that I'm starting to reach out to. So that would be one of my goals.
Super. And Tricia, you mentioned a way that you see of filling the gap. Do you see a way for this team here to support or offer you something in terms of helping you fill that gap?
If you have some really great, like I kind of know what I'm interested in and stuff like that, but if people have some great hashtags, to follow, or I feel like even for me, I know some people said like you can join a group and then start posting in the group. And I know one of the groups, I was like, I don't see a way for me to post. So I don't know if there's helpful hints on how to join a group and then comment or put your own post in there.
So Tricia, which kind of a group, like what interest area of a group are you thinking about in terms of sharing? Because sometimes posts can be comments as well as posts, like there's maybe different ways to engage.
Okay, well, I like fitness, clearly. Like fitness and nutrition are some of my loves. Yoga, jogging, that sort of thing, weightlifting, teaching, moms of teens. I joined a Christian teacher group.
Mhm.
It's funny, I don't really like cooking, but I actually have been trying out new recipes. So that food thing, I think, is a way into people's hearts. So yeah, even if people have ideas of groups that have been really good ideas, I don't know, something like that.
Can I jump in for a second?
100%. Yeah.
So I like the group things too, but I think you have to be careful because some groups are very specific that you're not supposed to promote anything. So one thing that I found is just find those conversations or those other posts that are intriguing to you and start up a conversation with them there, and then private message them, and then build on that friendship, build on that relationship there. So for instance, like I'm a part of a doula group. And so I never post anything about Plexus right in that doula group. But if someone's talking about, hey, I've got this mom that, she's really been struggling with XYZ, I'll say, oh, I knew another mom that was struggling with that. Hey, let's carry this on in a private chat or whatever. Or even just carry on those relationships and then add them as a friend and kind of carry on that conversation. Most people don't like to be spammed on, and I know our heart is definitely not to spam people, but I mean we do authentically care about people, and if we see them struggling, I don't think there's anything wrong with reaching out to them privately and say, hey, like I noticed that you commented that you're always tired. Like if you're a teacher, right? If you have a teacher group, you're always tired or you have a hard time getting going in the morning. Message and say, I found something that's really helped me as a teacher. Would you be open to hearing more about it? I don't know, just different things like, so I think the groups allow you to find connections that are like-minded or things you have in common. And then from there, you can go and carry on those conversations.
Something I've done in the past too, I haven't done this in a while, but like on your main Facebook and or in a group, like where it would make sense, like you wouldn't ask this in a gardening group, but let's just say it's somehow like-minded to wellness. You could do like a push-up challenge or a pull-up challenge or a strong arm challenge. And you can put that in the group and you could say, hey, I'm doing a 30-day strong arm challenge. Anybody interested and want to do it with me? And then you can create a chat for everybody doing their strong arm challenge. You could do a fun giveaway for people who show up every day of the 30 days, like give away a bag of Active if you want to, and then share it on your main feed too, so that you could potentially draw in people who are interested in having strong arms. Maybe they want to have strong guts too, right? If they want to have strong arms, they might want strong guts too. So it's neutral, but kind of in the theme of what you're already, so that if you do develop friendships in that regard, then your content to them, if you end up friending them and things like that, will make sense to them too. Like if you are talking about yoga, if you're talking about nutritional, eating healthy, all those things will make sense. They'll be like, oh, she's a health and wellness advocate. This all makes sense with what we're talking about doing, blah, blah, blah. So that's an option. The other thing I do, first of all, I do want to say, please don't ever be desperate for this opportunity, okay? Because desperate people do desperate things, and that's dumb. Don't be desperate. So I do, let's just say somebody started a good conversation in a group. Great question, engaging, other people are engaging. So that would be somebody to me that had the guts to go in and ask a question. So then I would click on that person's name and I would look at their profile and I go, is this somebody I want to be in bed with, for lack of a better phrase? Like if they're dropping F-bombs on their social, if they're crude, rude, if we're not aligned and, kind of being a nice person, then no, they're not getting my friendship, right? So you do a little pre-qual first before you get in there and start engaging with them. But when people do comment helpful things, maybe somebody said, hey, do you know where you could get a good clean hairspray? Just throwing this out there. And then, somebody comments, oh yeah, here's a great one and here's where I get it. Then you would go in and you say, oh, that's a great recommendation. Thank you so much. So then you're engaging in conversation with them. So it takes a little bit more time that way, but it's certainly worth it. And it's something which is better than doing nothing, right? So that's my recommendation.
Penny,
I love all of that.
yeah.
So much wisdom. See what happens when you get together with people. It just all flows.
And can I just say, I'm just so impressed of seeing, I've got Nancy on here for my team, but I'm just so impressed. I see the same faces every week. You guys are so showing up for it. You're so here for it. I'm so proud of you for that. It's just so admirable and worthy of praise, seriously, to show up, especially when you don't feel like you're doing well and you still show up. That says a lot about your character. But I do want to say, the sooner that you become the person that figures it out, the sooner you become the person that moves the mountain for other people. Does that make sense? So you've got a problem. I can guarantee you have a problem right now in your brain about something you're trying to work, right? You're trying to solve for something, some sort of disconnect from your heart to your head about this opportunity, right? And the sooner you work that problem and figure it out, you then move the mountain. And as soon as you move that mountain, you are now making a way for somebody in an empathetic position. You could say, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. Here's what I found. I was stuck for 3 years in this disconnect that I had between my heart and my head. And then I made a decision to solve a problem and figure it out. Because you're going to have other people who are going to be on your team call someday. And they're going to show up week after week. And you're going to be like, I so want to fix this problem for you. And this is what I'm saying to you. I so want to fix whatever is between your heart and your head that's stopping you from being at the top of this company or wherever you want to be, the middle, right? Just not the bottom, right? Nobody here wants to be at the bottom. You want to be in the middle toward the top, right? You are in control of that. There is a switch that comes between your heart and your head that is going to make that happen. And all you have to go is, how do we solve for this? How do we solve for this disconnect between the heart and the head? And move it, make it happen, right? And then you are now operating in success, which is a choice, which gives you the ability to help other people have success. The more you move that for yourself, every avenue of solving for a disconnect between your heart and your head, you're going to be able to have more success. And then you can be able to show people, this is how I did it. I know how it feels. And it wasn't a great feeling, but I solved for it. And now I feel great. And now I want to help you feel great. Right?
That's awesome. And that really wraps up my section perfectly.
Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. Oh, no, that's so good, Carrie. I love that. Everything she said with like 10,000 exclamation marks. Something that I wanted to share back to, in case we haven't done enough 21 laws of leadership, just going to say, because I really don't think that you can. I don't think it's possible. But we were going through the last 3 laws in the 21 laws today on our little book club thing that we had going on with with Team Awesome. Carrie's team, if you guys want to watch these, they're brilliant. It's just Brittany Howard breaking down 21 laws, and it's fantastic. And I know that, like Sherry had asked, what is it that you maybe are, I don't think you said weak in, but like an area of growth, because I like your verbiage. I like the way that you say things. And so one of the things that I was reminded of today was centered around that law of explosive growth. To multiply your success, you need to lead leaders. And so just like what Carrie was saying, the pre-qualification for the people that you're looking for, right? Because we can sell anybody a probiotic, but when we're talking about bringing people into leadership, having somebody like Carrie said, I will quote Carrie, somebody you want to get into bed with for a certain period of time. You don't want someone who you're going to have to like tell them, sister, friend, you are going to have to clean up all of let's just delete the social and start again, because it's just a dumpster fire. And right, you want to look for people who are leaders. And I was reminded today of a quote that John Maxwell had said. And he said, leaders are like eagles. They don't flock. So remember that when you're looking for other leaders, you may not necessarily be looking for those people who, have a ton of, those first level friends and that kind of thing. You may be looking for those lone eagles who are willing to go it on their own, who are willing to do something a little bit different. And that pretty much is our way of thinking, right? Like, this is outside the box, but it's something everybody needs. It's something everybody needs. So the thing that I'm looking for, or the way that I'm shifting in my business, is I'm really looking for leaders who are eagles. I'm looking for more eagles like the ones I see on the screen. I'm looking for lots more eagles that will choose to do this, that want to come, that want to lead. And doing all of those other pieces too, doing the personal growth, they're willing to do the work. Maybe they're busy, right? Those are the best people. Busy people are sometimes the best people because they know how to get things done in a short amount of time. So that was my thought for today, was looking for eagles?
I have something I heard years ago. Remember, I've been in here almost 10 years, you guys. I've seen so much and heard so much. Some guy gave an analogy about an eagle, and he gave an analogy to chickens. And he said, what happens when you take a chicken and you throw it up in the air? It flops. It doesn't fly. It might even poop on you. But what happens when you take an eagle and you toss it in the air, right? It soars. So chickens need to be coddled and loved on, and that's not a good use of your time. That is not stewardship. Running around, coddling and loving on a bunch of chickens, and then telling them, okay, now chicken, it's time for you to go fly. They're gonna be like, what do you mean? I don't have big wingspan, right? So you be the eagle, because eagles soar with eagles, right? Yeah. You have to be the first to go. Like, you go first as the eagle, and you will be able to attract more eagles and find those eagles. And trust me, they're out there. Now, if you don't believe they are, guess what you're not going to look for, right? Because if you don't believe success is possible, guess what you're not going to do? Steps towards success, right? You have to believe it. You have to believe that those eagles are out there. What do they look like? Write it out, right? Just like my content calendar. What are the characteristics of an eagle? Like, lay it out. What are the characteristics? Like, even fellow entrepreneurs, people who are already entrepreneur minded, wouldn't it be awesome that you don't have to explain taxes and Schedule C's and how to run a business, right? Because they already get it, right? They already get the nook and cranny of their day. They already get multitasking on all those things. And people who are fiscally smart are open to diversity. So if you think, oh my gosh, well, my friend Sherry already has a business doing XYZ, so she's good. But fiscally smart people are never good. They're always looking to be great and greater and greater. They always diversify. So, like, think about the people in your life who were already business minded, who were already running things, running their own shows in whatever fashion. Obviously, you don't want somebody that's already with another health and wellness company, right? That wouldn't be the best fit, right? So when you're writing that person down, like real estate agents, they're great because you know why? They have gaps. They have gaps in their escrows. They have gaps in their incomes, but they're already networked and business minded, and they make great entrepreneurs already, and they have flexibility in their schedule. They're already on social media. They could talk about a pink drink in the house they just listed for sale, right? So be thinking along those lines of success. And the more you think along those lines, trust me, when you start thinking of those things, when you write them down, when that ideal avatar entrepreneur, when you start writing them, you're going to be going, oh my gosh, when you see them, you're gonna be like, that's my person. That's the person I am looking for. Because you can enroll 100 people that are going to buy a probiotic for you, or you can enroll 4 eagles. I don't know about you, but I like to work smart, right?
Sorry, I didn't want to unmute because apparently my printer just decided to start spitting out papers. No, I absolutely love that. So guys, if you didn't hear the Monday Morning Minute, just quickly recap from Monday, there was a challenge that was thrown out. So I have a feeling you're all jotting down the calendar idea from Carrie and you're like, okay, no, this is going to change how I do things. So I have a feeling we're going to have some calendars being created here tonight, which is so great. On those calendars, I would like to encourage you all to put some sort of event on that calendar, whether it is like, if you can get face-to-face with people, get face-to-face with people, or face to fur, because there's a dog here. Go away. So if you guys can do an event in the next 2 weeks, if that's a messenger event, if it's a live with a friend, if it's a whatever, it doesn't matter. You just need to do an event. Sorry, I'm just keep going.
How many of you have like one solid, amazing testimony? Somebody that you have that's a VIP or a brand ambassador under you. How many of you have one person? How many of you have 2, 3, 4? Once a week, I've done this before too. Once a week, I go live and I bring that person on and I have them share their 2 to 3 minute testimony. So it shows their audience, them, because they're tagged in it, and it obviously it's your audience too. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, you get a split screen, you bring them on live and they share their testimony. And everybody else gets to hear it. Keep it, you know, compliant. Obviously, we don't, you want to under promise and over deliver to people, right? You don't need to be telling them they're going to get their cancer cure, right? That's not what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But just, and I want to tell you a success story I had with that. So a few years ago, I had a gal who I had met supposedly, I don't know, she friended me. It was in a Facebook group for thyroid. And she friended me because I asked a question in the group that she liked that I asked. And so we became friends. I didn't really know it. I didn't ever like connect with her for a couple of years. And then June of 2020, she reached out to me and she was just needing to come out of a dark place with her health. And so got her started on the product. Amazing, like amazing, astounding health transformation, just life altering for her. And I said, hey friend, I said, you've got to know people in your life that could benefit from these products. And she's like, you know what, I'm still coming out of my dark place, not just emotionally, but all the things, right? Spiritually, physically, all of it. And I said, okay, would it be okay if I went live and shared your testimony? I said, I won't name your name. I said, I just want to share your testimony and share what experience you've had on our products. And she said, sure. And so I went live. I didn't tag her or anything, did not name her name. And then she took that live and she shared the live on her feed. And she said, hey friends, I haven't told anybody about this, but my friend Carrie, who got me started on these products, just had, shared my story, even though she didn't name me, it's my story. And now she's a senior gold. So she went from, you may share my testimony, but don't name me, to then she was like, she never stopped. She never stopped from that day forward. And so I gave her the belief that her story was capable of being told and it was worthy of being told. And she's not stopped sharing. She's changed so many lives since then. So that's another possibility. Just say, hey, would it be okay if I shared your if I went live and shared your testimony? I don't need to name names or anything. I just want to share what your experience has been with my audience. See how that goes. That's another possibility. And also, can I just tell you, it's very attractive to people to have the guts to go live. And when you have the guts to go live, right? I remember when live first came out, it was, you could go live and then you could like delete it, or you can decide who your audience was. That was years ago, right? Live is live now. It's out there, right? So most people are not bold enough to do it. But when you show people that you make bold moves, do you know that they get the courage to do bold moves too? And don't you want people that are willing to make bold moves, right? So remember we talked about moving that mountain first. Be bold, be of courage, get out there, let people know that you're not attached to how they are perceiving you, that you're just on mission to help as many people as you can, financially, physically, all the things. and they're going to receive you as someone that they are attracted to, because people are attracted to people that have clear vision for where they're going. So get clear on that and get bold with it. And you will be surprised the people that will come out of the woodwork from your boldness.
I love that. Something that's really powerful about that is sometimes people don't see their stories as being worthy enough to be told. And so when they're told through the lens of somebody else or someone else's voice with someone else's inflection, they hear it with new ears and they go, oh, wow, right? I love that, Carrie. Absolutely love that. Does anybody have anything else to add for tonight? Otherwise, we'll give you 15 minutes to go build that calendar and book an event. And you know what? If y'all want to look around on the screen and be like, all these people have been challenged to book some sort of event, maybe I need to grab one of these people and go do something with them. That's not a bad idea.
Interview each other. Like, if you don't have somebody, if you don't have an amazing testimony, or if somebody's not willing to go to interview each other. We've also done that. I've interviewed, sideline people. It's just do something. It's better than nothing.
Absolutely. You never know what's going to touch somebody's heart. Hey, if you want to hear the Monday Morning Minute, you want to hear the Monday Morning Minute, because Carrie and Sherry and anyway, we shared about the promo and why it's a legacy promotion, and you guys need to go ahead and listen to it if you haven't heard me talk about February already. The other thing is Boundaries Book Study, first 3 chapters for this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. We will be starting that. And I don't know if anybody else caught this, but the lady who the story is about at the beginning is Sherry Phillips. So if we don't think that that's funny, I think that's really hilarious. I think it's really hilarious. Remember, good, better, best. Good, come, be with us. Better, have the book, have read the stuff. Best, camera on. Don't care if you're in your jammies, just not in the bathtub. Having read the book, made some notes, highlights, things that you want to bring up that touched you. That is best case scenario, but we will take any of the combination. So anyway, love y'all. Have a great day. And hey, join us tomorrow for our Q&A. Talk to you later. Bye.